All right, welcome to episode 1 of Unboxing, or maybe more appropriately, Unwrapping, though I'm sure maybe I'll get to some products that are in boxes eventually. Anyway, I was strolling through the mall a couple weeks ago, my local mall here, came across one of our record stores, went in and found what appeared to me was like a fresh batch of like new old stock CDs. Now, I've been kind of ranting and raving to my wife a little bit lately about CDs coming back in that hipster, rad kind of fashion, that fab kind of fashion. And, I just kind of thought, then I was presented with all these new CDs and I thought, you know what? Maybe this would be a fun reason to test out a camera and play around with some film shots that I know nothing about. And so here I am, episode 1 of, let's call it Unboxing. So this is Tool's album Opiate. You can see there it's in the metal category, $11.99 Canadian dollars in the year 2024. So wherever you are in space and time, you can do the math. So yeah, Tool Opiate. I've never really heard many tracks off this record, surprisingly enough. I've listened to some Tool, of course. Fantastic band. I feel like I don't even really need to talk about it because everyone knows who they are, right? Kind of like a cult band. So there we go. We got a 6-track EP, I suppose, right? EP wasn't a full-length record. Let's see if we can get a little closer look here at the credits. So, produced by Sylvia Massey. I'm not sure how to read that last name. By Steve and Tool. And looks like it was put out in 1992 on Volcano Entertainment, BMG Music Canada. When I was buying CDs in my heyday, my teenage years, I never really bought EPs. For some reason, it felt weird buying like half an album, knowing that I wanted to listen to like a full 74 minutes of music. That's what CDs held originally, and then they got boosted up to 80 minutes. That was a big deal. 6 whole minutes. So as an example, if you listen to Blood Sugar Sex Magic, that album is 73 minutes and 55 seconds. So, and I'm pretty sure they cut a couple songs, which you can find out there, but they cut a couple songs off that record because of the time. They didn't want to make it a double CD. Now, had the 80-minute CDs been in existence at that point, they probably would have left another, at least 1, maybe 2 songs. They probably would have left on Blood Sugar Sex Magic. So anyway, I digress. All right, so Tool Opiate. Let's see if we can open it. This was always one of the fun parts, opening the plastic. Will I be able to do it? Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, this was a big moment back in the day. Where I lived, you had to drive. Well, we used to have a Radioland, it was called. But then if you wanted a huge CD collection, you could drive to Moncton or St. John, which is one of the big cities in New Brunswick that I was close to anyway. And yeah, let's just get some of that noise. Oh yeah, that plastic wrap noise. Thing of beauty right there. So yeah, you drive up St. John, Moncton, an hour away, load up the car with some friends, run into a record store. You could spend like just digging through CDs. I mean, just like anyone digging through vinyl these days. You could spend an hour or more in a record store, and you could walk out of there dropping a ton of allowance or fast food paychecks. All right, so let's open her up. Oh, look at that, coming off pretty easy. That doesn't always happen, or that wouldn't always happen. Sometimes there'll be other stickers on here too. I'm sure we'll find them as we move down my pile of CDs to open, where it didn't just advertise the price or whatever, but they would also have like advertisements or write-ups or reviews or whatever for the CD. So that was kind of cool. Sometimes you'd want to take them off and protect them because, it seemed like some sort of collectible, but not this. Okay, so there we go. The album is unlocked. Some people might remember too that right here, and again, we'll see them for sure. Right here, they would have like this gluey plastic thing that you'd have to peel off. And it was a nightmare. Anyway, we'll experience it together, I'm sure. So there we go. Tool Opiate. It's the back. Let's take a look at the spine. Pretty cool. Usually they would just double it up here, but not always. What was cool too is sometimes bands would release multiple CDs, and the artwork on the spine here, as you put them side by side, would form a bigger picture. So that was kind of cool. Let's take a look at the CD, shall we? Wow, I've actually I didn't own the CD. I don't own the CD. Wow, and the booklet is upside down. That's not the camera. The booklet here is upside down. Now that's cool. This is the first time I'm seeing this. Wow, that's really interesting. That's hilarious. It's upside down. Take a look at the CD here. That seems like a very Tool thing to do, but this is an early release, right? Maybe this is their first release. So there is Sylvia Massey, and again, probably that second name that I can't make out. Steve. I'm too far away from the monitor screen. Plus Tool. Sorry, Steve. Look at that. That's pretty cool, eh? Oh, yeah. That's cool. Look at the, what is that? Is it like an eyeball? Someone's face? That is cool. Now, of course, we're going to get the reflection. That beautiful CD reflection. Maybe I'll be able to say hi. Oh, there you are. There I am. Your beautiful, lovely host. Look at that nice rainbow. And you later on, they'd started. Well, no, I guess it was PlayStation CDs that were black. But anyway, I'm sure we'll come across some other CDs. They didn't change too much. The look of them. Most of them stayed the same. There it is. That is cool. Look at that. Yeah, it is a face. I didn't notice it. Okay, so this. Oh, it's an insert. No, what is it? So again, I don't own this CD. This is the first, this is also entering my collection right now. So I've never seen this. I don't recall. I had some friends who were big Tool fans, but I feel like most of us in my circle, we discovered them through Lateralis, through the single Schism, which is basically a perfect song, in my opinion. Unbelievable tune. But yeah, this is the first time I'm seeing this. Look at that. Tool. Of course. Of course, right out of the gates, they do something interesting, eh? Look at that. I'm not even sure which way you're supposed to look at this. Now, this is cool, seeing this artwork for the first time. I can clearly, of course, old man story alert, but sitting in the back of the car, or even if one of my buddies, when we got our license, they were driving, you're like riding shotgun, opening the CD. Of course, every car had a CD player too, so at this point, the track one's probably half done. I don't know how long track one is, but we'd be deep into track one at this point. Look at that, you gotta fold it. That's so friggin' Tool. That's hilarious. And it's upside down, so of course you gotta... That's friggin' awesome. Drums, Danny Carey. Bass, Paul D'Amour. So different bass player. Guitar, Adam Jones. Vocals, Maynard James Keenan. Different bass player. I did not know that. Wow. Justin Chancellor's not the bass player on this record. That is just something I didn't know. His bass tone, I started as a bassist, and his bass tone is just unbelievable. Justin Chancellor, I mean. Yeah, look at that. It's going to be hard to make some of that out. I'll do my best here. Can we get the camera to focus? Maybe if I just let it sit there for a second. I'm sure any of my friends out there who are camera savvy, feel free to send constructive criticism my way. All right, recorded at Sound City, Van Nuys, is that how you say that? California. Engineered and mixed by Sylvia Massey, assisted by Jeff Sheen, produced by Sylvia Massey, Steve Hangston, there it is. Sorry, Steve, and Tool. Mixed at Can-Am Studios, assisted by John Jackson, mastered by Eddie Schreier at Future Disc. So yeah, of course, you don't see these in streams, of course, the thank you notes. But a lot of bands took a lot of time and a lot of pride in writing out those thank you notes. I'm speaking from experience, as the albums I released, that was always on your things to do. It was always important. I wouldn't be surprised if some people wrote out the thank yous before they wrote anything else. So we got the drum text there. So again, credits kind of go by the wayside on streaming as well. You don't see those credits. Look at that, Adam Jones, art direction. So the guitar player, Adam Jones, also in charge of the artwork. Oh, there you go, their address if you want to write them. That seems funny, eh? All right, Tool Opiate. That is cool. I'd never seen this before. I'm excited I started with this one. New album for my collection. Really cool artwork. Different bass player, which, yeah, news to me. Those are the tracks there. Yeah, so nothing like epically long. Just a solid EP. I'm curious to hear it. I know, I'm sure. A bunch of you are rolling your eyes right now, being like, what are you talking about? You haven't heard Opiate? Well, there it is. Oh, I put it in backwards. I mean, how are you supposed to know when every picture is like a different direction? Thanks, Adam. All right. Well, I'm here. My handy dandy Sony Walkman. I've had this since 2008, maybe. One before it was a Panasonic. I actually had two Panasonics before this. They were fantastic CD players. Now this one's kind of cheating. It's an MP3 CD. Big deal when it came out, having a CD with hundreds of songs on it, especially because MP3 players were out at the time. But they were expensive, kind of niche, and they'd only hold between 8 and 15 songs when they first came out. A 32 megabit MP3 player. Just imagine that. The size of, I don't know, how big would they be? They were probably like the size of like Post-it notes, sort of. Anyway, so when the MP3s came onto CDs, man, you could make a serious mixtape. Now, let's see if I can get the spin-up sound. All right. Hopefully you heard that. Okay. It's time to listen to Tool.